10:33 right now at WABC. Our guest is Soupy Sales. Soupy, whenever I talk to people and I drop your name, it never ceases. They always say, "Oh, he's the one who told the kids to go into Mom's pocketbook and take out $5 and send it in."
I didn't issue any about what certain amounts. I mean, they could send in anything they wanted. I'm
Do you have any regrets about that? Do you have any regrets about that? Because I think.
Oh no, you want to know something? It was the best thing that ever happened.
Why?
Because anytime anybody gets suspended or fired, the public sympathy is with them, not with the people who fired him, unless he did something terrible. Sure. And of course, the great thing about it was that the people in New York thought it was a funny bit, and they were used to think it was only the management at Channel 5 who were a bunch of morons who had no sense of humor. You know, if you are doing something and you get one or two complaints, then you really can't pay that much attention to it, because people will watch you or listen to you that hate you. Yep. If you get 40 or 50, maybe you're doing something wrong. Yeah. But like there was this woman when I told it was on New Year's Day night. It was around 5 till 7, and we were in a commercial, and so the director came over the PA to me and said, "When we come out, we're gonna have a minute. What do you want to do?" I said, "I'll ad-lib something, because no bit is, he's going to be over in a minute by the time you set it up and everything. And you always want to go out clean, you know. So I went up to the camera. I went, "Hey, kids," I said, "last night was New Year's Eve, and your mom and dad were out having a good time, and it's only right, because they work hard all year long." I said, "They're probably still in the bedroom sleeping." I said, "But what I want you to do now is tiptoe in the bedroom, but don't wake them up. And you'll probably see your dad's pants on the floor in your mom's pocketbook." And I said, "I want you to, don't wake them up." I said, "But I want you to go in your mom's pocketbook and look in your dad's pants, and you'll probably see a lot of green pieces of paper with pictures of guys with beards." And I said, "I want you to put all those green pieces of paper in an envelope, and on the envelope you write Soupy Sales, Channel 5, New York, New York, and you know what I'm going to send you? A postcard from Puerto Rico." And we all laughed, and we went home, and we came in next week, we had $80,000.
Are you kidding?
I said, "That's better than working."
Wow.
But listen, but like the kids are really smart. Yeah. They sit in green pieces of paper, Monopoly. I did get $1 from some 28-year-old girl who said, "I've seen your show and you ought to go to Puerto Rico." But and so some woman from New Jersey wrote a letter to the FCC and sent a copy to Channel 5 and said I was encouraging the kids to steal. And they went nuts, and they called me up. They had 11 lawyers up there. And they suspended me, and then the people, picketed the station and jammed the switchboards and everything. But you know what the irony of the whole thing is? Back in 64 and 65, Jim Baker was doing a kid show in Flint, Michigan, and he was my biggest fan. That's where he got the idea for the PTL. And he went on there and he told them in money, and they sent him in $80 million, and I'm on your show today.
So isn't that something? You were the one who gave the inspiration to Jim Baker to ask people to send money to him.
That's right.
I can die now. I've talked with Soupy Sales, who started Jim Baker. I can die. Soupy, let's get back on the phones. Let's go to Doris from Brooklyn. Doris, hi. You're on WABC. Hello, Doris.
Hey, Doris.
Hi.
Yes, hi. Doris.
Soupy?
Yes, Doris, I'm going to be out there the 13th of October.
Listen, Soupy.
At the Blockbuster Video in Brooklyn at Sheepshead Bay from 12 to 2. You come and say hello.
Soupy, dear, let me get in the word. I know all about your itinerary.
Oh, really?
I know everything. Well, don't you wonder why I know?
Why?
This woman knows you, Soupy.
Well, I know him from his days at NBC. Not as well as I'd like to know him.
So there's no paternity suit here or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Because I have a rival there for his affections. Soupy, it's Elena who keeps me posted on what you're
Elena
doing.
Cantor. Oh, yes. I love her. Oh, yes. She used to work on my radio show.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And you see, I was a regular visitor to NBC. I remember one time I wanted to have some fun with you, and I told you how much I love and admire Howard Stern. You wanted to have me committed. I remember that. I just barely escaped.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time?
Well, certainly.
And as a matter of fact, I wondered what happened to you afterwards. I didn't hear about you. I thought maybe the police caught up with you.
Did the police catch up with you? Did you do time?
Wait a minute, Doris?
What?
Are you on drugs?
Oh, I don't need drugs.
All right, okay.
No, what are you talking about?
Well, then you must not be talking to Elaine if you wonder what I've been doing since then.
Well, she told me a few things. I just wanted to kid with
I'm
you
going
about
to be I'm going to be on live at 5 Monday.
Yeah, I know. She told me all about that, and she told me about King's Plaza. She's even going to take...
No, it's not King's Plaza. It's the Sheepshead Bay at the Blockbuster in Brooklyn.
Oh, I thought she said...
Yes, I thought it was at first, but no, it's at Sheepshead Bay.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
as long as we have that straight, and she's going to take along a couple of babies so they could see what the great Soupy Sales is like.
Well, there is a God, isn't there?
That's right.
All right.
Soupy is so much.
Doris,
nice talking to you.
Thank you, Doris.
The same here. I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, Doris,
Bye.
thank you. We're going to get that your itinerary again just a little bit, but right now let's go to Peter from Long Island, out on the island.
Hello, Mr. Sales.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
I just want to let you know I always enjoyed you over the years.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed you when you were on NBC. You enlightened my day. I put the radio on. It was
It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun.
No, it was an excellent show. I really enjoyed it. But the most of what I liked about you and my family, you've always been respectful of your audience, and you've always been clean.
Well, thank you.
No, that's very important to a fellow like myself.
Well, I don't think you have to be dirty to be funny, you know.
It's tougher. It's tougher to be clean and be funny.
Yes.
I mean, that takes talent.
That's true, and he's a very talented man. Just to let you know, I'm one of your admirers.
Nice. Thank you. I certainly appreciate that.
Okay, bye now.
All right, thank you. I mean, anyone could be scatological, get up there and swear and whatnot, but to really be funny and really be clean, that takes a lot of talent.
Well, I think also, it comes to the thing of taste too. It's like that's what it's all about. I really like, performing and entertaining. I like people,
All right, let's go to Pat out in Connecticut. Pat, you're on WABC.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to just, second what the fellow was saying about the wonderful times when driving around in the sales business listening to Mr. Sales.
Thank you.
It was the high point of the day, and in the afternoons, Mr. Steve Allen would be on the other guy.
Yeah, because that show had become so popular that, and it was perfect, for them to hire Steve, because to do the same type of show,
Yeah, it was a lot better to make a sales call listening to you guys than it is to listen to all this political stuff. As important as that might be.
But you know what? It's really wild because, you talk about, people always ask what are the toughest jokes. The toughest jokes that are never get laughs are political jokes and golf jokes. Because a lot of people don't play golf, so when you say, well, and he birdied and he parred and he shot an eagle, I mean, people don't know what the hell you're talking
You're
about.
talking Greek, right?
That's right. And political, and really, what political jokes are really that funny,
No,
and a lot of people don't know, I was telling the other day that I worked in Washington at Garvin's Comedy Club a few years ago, and Tip O'Neill, and you say, did you hear about Tip O'Neill? He went condominium. And people there from Washington would say, I heard him in the front would say, well, who's Tip O'Neill?
My God.
And then the next show I used Dom DeLuise, and I got laughs. And so, people say, you go to different cities, and they say, well, does it change for different... I says, no, I mean, you might use a street or a shopping center or a hotel reference, but you can't change around for everything,
Yeah, two more questions. How much production time and preparation time was involved in that radio show?
Well, you know what? We were talking about that last night. Do you know that what happened was we wrote ourselves into a corner because we did not repeat. We were on 5 hours a day, and we never repeated anything.
That's right. A lot of radio shows will repeat the material they used the first hour and the last hour.
Yeah.
Like that.
We never did. And so and they were really gracious. They let us go in and record whenever we wanted to, and they let me buy some bodies, to do, and it was a chance to give some other people some work. So you were always sitting around writing sketches and coming up with ideas. Well, I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, and I would write until 8 o'clock, and they picked me up at 8:30, which was very smart. They used to pick everybody up there in a limo because then they knew that you were going to be there on time, and you couldn't say, well, I couldn't get a ticket.
The train was late, right?
Yeah, the train was late.
Yeah.
So that's where they were really smart there. And then when I finished, and then I'd work there until we went on air at 10 in the morning, and when I finished there at 3, I was brain dead.
Oh, I bet.
And then I would come home, and then I would work until, I'd start writing about 5:30 again, and I would go, I was in bed like 8 o'clock. It really was just, it really was a Herculean, task.
Herculean
But I
task.
enjoyed it.
Pat, we thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Soupy, hang on just a second. We'll take a final break right here for the hour. Soupy Sales is with us. The phone lines are open from New York and Connecticut, 212-563-WABC from New Jersey. Okay, 10:47 right now, 13 minutes away from 11 o'clock, and Soupy Sales is with me. Now, Soupy, I want to get your itinerary again and give the boys and girls out in the audience time to get their crayons and their pieces of paper to write this down.
Okay, that's right.
All right, so they can go see you. And
Yes, Monday I'll be on live at 5.
Are you gonna? By the way, who are you gonna be on with? Sue Simmons or?
I don't know.
You don't know yet.
Al Roker, probably.
Al Roker.
Who I
Okay.
love, who I dearly love.
Yeah.
And then October 13th, like a week from this, the 13th is on a Saturday. I'll be at Blockbuster Video in Brooklyn at Sheepshead Bay from 12 to 2, and because my 2-show cassette will be out. And then from 4 to 6, I'll be at Blockbuster Video on Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow. And then October 28th, which is a Sunday night, one show at 8 o'clock at Governor's Comedy Shop in Levittown.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me get those plugs.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we got to keep the boys and girls happy so they can go out and see you.
And
right?
also, words of wisdom for this coming weekend is never buy a TV set from a man on the street who's out of breath.
Gotcha. Okay. It's advice well taken. Donna out in New Jersey. You're on WABC, Donna.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Donna. How are you?
See, I think you're great.
Thank you, Donna.
I have a good question for you.
Okay.
When my brother was 5 or 6 years old, he came home and he swears that he saw you. So now when we get in an argument, I say to him, yeah, sure, just like you saw Soupy Sales on Cliff Street. So my question to you is, were you ever in Fairview or Cliffside Park that you could remember, maybe 25, 26 years ago?
Now, whereabouts exactly is that?
That is, it's right in between Fort Lee, right, and Fort Lee and North Bergen, West New York, Jersey City.
On a what day?
I think it was a Wednesday.
Chances are I wasn't, because I don't think I would have been. I could have been. I'm not saying I wasn't, because I was certainly over in that Newark area quite a few times, in Union City and Union and Fort Lee and around there. I could have been,
Okay, well, now at least I can say I can myself.
That's right. That's your brush with grace, with greatness, right?
Oh, thanks so much.
I had a brush with Grace once, and her old man didn't like it at all.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Okay, we go to Rick. Rick, you're on WABC.
Hi, Soupy. How
Hi,
are you?
Rick. How are you?
Okay, not too bad. I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
All right. They're about Howard Stern.
Yeah, what about?
Okay, what do you think of my man?
On the highway of comedy, Howard's an Edsel.
He's an Edsel. Why do you say that?
Well, I don't want to go into a whole big thing about that.
Are you trying to get Soupy Sales to denigrate Howard Stern?
No,
I would never.
I wouldn't denigrate. Howard is vain, profane,
I think
and
Howard can do
inane.
that. Yeah, Howard can do that very well himself.
Yes,
I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
He doesn't need anybody else to help him make a fool of himself. He does that pretty good himself.
Okay. Well, I hear you two had a big falling out a while back. Something to do with the piano or something?
Yeah.
Well, can I hear your side?
We're talking about something at 30 Rockefeller Center?
I don't want to go into it.
Come on, just give me a little bit on it. You hear him on the radio. He tells you his side of the story. Now we have a chance to hear your side of the story.
I don't want to go, talk about it.
Hey, listen. Yeah, Rick. I mean, I respect that of Soupy.
Okay.
All right.
It's really that.
Okay. I mean, look, Rick. You must have done stuff in your life that you don't want to talk about for one reason or another, right?
I just don't want to. I'd rather not waste the time. What do I need to have to talk about Howard for?
Exactly. Rick, thank you for your call. And we go to Chris next. You're on with Soupy Sales. Hello, Chris.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay.
Hi, Soupy.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, pretty good.
Good.
Oh, God, I'm so nervous. I never called into the radio before.
That's okay. I never did a radio show before, so don't worry about it.
Hey, Soupy, the last caller said, you don't really think much of Howard Stern, but how come his show was so popular then and yours was canceled?
On what show are you talking about?
The radio show on NBC.
No, well, listen, that was my choice to go off the radio.
Oh.
That was my choice,
What is this, the I Want to Be Like Howard Stern Club calling up here today?
Well, yeah.
And Ted, you're on WABC. Hello.
Hi, Soupy.
Hi.
This is Ted Thurston.
Hey, Ted. Oh, Ted Thurston.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh, we worked together many years ago.
Yes,
in
I
Helder
was scanning the radio, and all of a sudden I heard your voice, and I
How
stopped.
are you?
I'm just fine.
Listen, Dave, this is one of the most talented guys I ever worked with in my life. Really a wonderful actor.
It was a pleasure working with you, Soupy.
Yeah, it was great.
We were at Montreal at the World's Fair doing Hell's Poppin', and we never had such fun. Every night was just a wonderful experience.
You know what? When I think of that, we were there for 14 weeks, and we did 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's just, and I remember the time, Ted, when I was out there, and they had the transistor mics, and it was getting no laughs at all, and I came back in the room, and all the guys are there, and they said, how's the audience? And I said, this is the worst audience that we've had. And the guy came running down and says, they left your mic on. They all heard that. And I said, they did? And he says, yeah. And I said, well, tell them also they're stupid. It was so funny.
Oh, Soupy, I tell you, it's just, it warms the cockles of my heart to hear your voice.
Oh, that's so nice. What, are you appearing in anything now, Ted?
No, I'm doing some television commercials.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So Ted, you're between engagements right now,
correct.
right, Ted? Right.
Yeah, we've always been between engagements.
Right.
All right. Hey, Ted, thank you.
Hey, Ted, nice talking with you.
Right, Soupy.
Bye-bye.
Be well.
All right, and you know what?
You too.
I lied before. We have one final break to take for the hour. Soupy Sales is the 4 minutes left with Soupy Sales, and let's get to Jim out in Pennsylvania. Jim, you're on WABC.
Good morning, Dave. Soupy.
Yes, Jim.
Can you tell me, please, when would I was having lunch with you at United Dairies Milk on WXYZ
Oh, God.
in Detroit.
Yeah.
When the heck was that?
That was in 1953.
Oh, my God.
You're getting old.
Oh, man, I'm getting older.
Jim, you're getting
That's
old.
right.
I love you.
It sneaks up on you like cheap shorts.
Oh, I'm still doing Blacktooth and White Fang.
Oh, that's great. That's
I love
great.
it, buddy.
That's great.
Keep going.
All right,
Thank you.
Jim.
What about some Pennsylvania?
I'm 55 miles west of Philadelphia.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
great, good, good.
I'm
Thanks
happy
for
to
calling.
be here, though.
It's nice down there.
All right, Jim, thank you.
Bye-bye, Dave.
All right, on WABC.
Soupy,
Yeah, Danny.
what happened to the old partner, Ray Diriano? Do you know where he is today?
The old what?
Ray Diriano. He used to work with NBC.
Oh,
My
yeah, no,
goodness.
I don't know. I haven't talked with him since I left the show.
Is he in New York or out of
I
town?
have no idea. I have no idea.
Right. What do you think of Don Imus?
Not too much recently.
You don't like him?
Oh, no, Don's all right. He was going to be on today, but he's down in the village putting a wreath on the tomb of the unknown drunks.
Oh, God. All right.
He trashed me pretty good.
I see.
Don did, yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd you like on NBC?
Well, in fairness to anyone in show business, I mean, you're in show business, you're in the public eye, you're holding yourself up there to be ridiculed or praised by anyone else on the face of the earth. So, you got to go with the flow. You got to be prepared to take your licks, right?
Soupy.
Hey, yeah.
One more thing. What do you think of Judy DeAngelis?
Oh, I love her. I think she's the finest woman broadcaster, in New York.
She's on Wins, you know.
Yeah, I know it. I listen to her in the morning.
It's fine lady.
Okay,
Fine
thank
lady.
you.
Okay. Thank you. And lastly, Chuck, you're on WABC.
Good morning, Soupy.
Good morning.
I want to tell your audience about something that happened about 2 months ago. I bumped into Mr. Sales at Newark Airport. We were both on a flight out to Los Angeles, early morning flight. And I will tell you something, he acted like an absolute perfect gentleman, asked nothing of the flight crew other than what the normal amenities were.
Uh-huh. Didn't ask him to send money or anything?
I got a little bit mad at him myself because I was standby first class and he took the last first class seat, or he had a seat. But when I saw it was him getting on and I was standing on the side waiting to get on the flight, I felt good because he had acted so much like a gentleman.
Well,
and,
thank you.
And like I said, I looked over and said to myself, there was a true entertainer, and I absolutely loved you when you were on WABC. I just want to tell your folks out there that he's just a normal, great guy.
Thank you. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that.
Chuck, we thank you for the call, and Soupy, that's just about going to wrap it up.
Dave,
Yep.
listen, thank you for having me on the show, and I wish you all the luck in the world.
Well, I
and,
appreciate
if
that.
you get hung up sometime and Michael Caine or Frank Sinatra
Doesn't
they're
show
busy,
up.
you can give me a call. I'll fill in.
Okay, and you're going to be Monday on Live at 5.
Yeah, live is fine.
And then making the tour around, your videotapes come out October 4th.
My videotapes come out October 4th,
Okay.
this coming Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
Soupy, continued success.
Have a nice day, Dave. Thank you so very much.
And good luck.